Hey, I'm James from Smoking Dad Barbecue, and YouTube is filled with head-to-head comparisons to try and figure out which pizza oven is best. But that's skipping a question, which is, do you even really need a pizza oven? Does it taste better than the gas oven that we already have in our house today? So I'm going to put Solo Stove's latest offering, the Pi, head-to-head against the oven in my kitchen. See if you can actually taste the difference in form factor as a pizza oven. So for today's pizza oven versus kitchen oven battle, I know I'm tying one arm behind the back of the Solo Stove Pi since we're only going to be cooking with gas. But again, that is really just to isolate. Does the pizza oven form factor impart that flavor and the difference in terms of the heat rolling over and coming out the front? Or is it the fuel source itself? So I'll be sure to do more videos with the Solo Stove Pi and the dual burning wood feature in the future, so make sure you're subscribed. But today is answering the question, do you really even need a pizza oven at all? So for our dough recipe, I picked one of the #1 dough recipes on YouTube, and that's Vito Lecapelli's family household pizza dough recipe. It's got nearly 10 million views on YouTube, and it comes together incredibly easy, and it's very easy to work with. In fact, I think it's probably the easiest dough that I've worked with yet. So let me take you back to yesterday, walk you through a couple steps. Even though there's a few hours in an overnight process, the actual work and effort involved is maybe down to about 20 to 30 minutes tops. I'll rejoin you once we make our dough, and we'll be ready to start making our pies and get these pizzas in our oven and see which one is best. So welcome back to present day. I'm going to move our Solo Stove over beside the Joe so we can get a good work area here, as well as a camera angle so you can see everything that's going on. I also took the opportunity to turn our oven on to the maximum temperature, which is convection bake at 550 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just a little bit below the recommended temperature of around 600 degrees Fahrenheit from Solo Stove with the Pi. So I think they're going to be fairly close in temperature, even though Solo Stove I think will have the slight advantage. Let me move this, get our dough out of the refrigerator, and set up. We'll start making our pizzas. Okay, we've installed the gas insert on our Solo Stove Pi, and despite this being sort of a really portable take it camping accessory or pizza oven, it doesn't fit the 1 pound, 2 pound propane tanks. It only comes with a 20 pound connector. So I had to run to the store and pick up one of these local currency. I think it was just shy of $30, which should allow me to downsize to one of these cans. So not only am I going to use this for fuel, I want to see how much burn time I'm going to get. So when we do take this camping, I know how many fuel tanks I need to bring. So I'll take you fast forward while we get this out and installed. Perfect, we should be ready to fire it up. Okay, we've got our fire started, and it's just about 12:15, so that's the time we'll keep track of how long our tank lasts. Let's let this come up to temperature. Okay, we've got some fresh mozzarella. Let's prepare this. Make some slices about 1/4 inch thick. Do the same thing the other way, and repeat with these next two. Perfect, let's get out our pizza dough. Cut open our dough package here. Place that upside down in the flour, toss, and now let's press it out. Try and push those air bubbles out to the edge. Stretch it out. Add our sauce. Get a little bit of olive oil on our fingers and just put that on the outside around the crust. A little bit of fresh grated Parmesan. Our mozzarella. Slide this onto our peel. Let's get our pizza in our oven. I put our pizza stone in an hour ago. Let's get a quick temperature. It's right around 552, that's good. Pre-bake our pizza here. Wait till it's golden brown. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Starting to get a bit of that golden brown color. I think we're ready to add the rest of our ingredients. A little bit of olive oil, some fresh grated Parmesan, our mozzarella, and back in the oven. Okay, let that finish. Okay, it's been another couple minutes and I think our pizza is done. Looks pretty good. Let's go get the basil. Looks pretty good. Let's see our dough here. Oh, it's got great crunch, but still, hopefully that feels pretty soft on the inside. Let's cut it open, see how we did. So let's give our gas oven pizza a taste test. It's actually pretty good. Soft, pull apart, good bounce, good crunch, pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna take this inside so it doesn't cool off too much. Let's make one on our solo stove, see how it tastes, and do a taste test side by side. See where we're at for temperature. Sitting around just about 600, 575, 600. So I think that's what we've got. Let's get our pizza and get it on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, let's try that again. So we are at just about an hour and 15 minutes and I'm noticing our flame is getting a little bit smaller, but it seems if I avoid the pizza, I think we are still holding temperature, but maybe it's the cold weather. It is cool here, but it almost took that long to get up to temperature and I'm already starting to lose our flame. But I think we'll have enough to finish this pizza. I'll rejoin you in a couple minutes. Let's just give this a quick turn while we're at it. Okay, our pizza's done and I did have to switch cans in order to get enough heat to finish the top here the way that we wanted. Let's get it over to our board and add our basil. I definitely did a slightly better job forming this one. It looks good. Let's cut into it, see how we did. So again, we've got crunchy but soft on the inside where it just presses right down. How'd we do on the bottom? Not quite enough heat, but again, that may have been a function of starting to run out of gas since we could only run just a little bit over an hour, which is what we needed to get our stone hot and cook our pizza. So maybe a couple more tanks, or I could have switched that earlier and kept it on high, but it was on high the whole time and that's what we've got. Let's give it a taste test. Cheers. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be really close. Let me go get our other pizza and we'll do them side by side. Okay, I kept our gas oven pizza warm inside. It's just me here today, so I can't really cook them at the exact same time, but try and keep it as close as possible. So I won't use temperature as the deciding factor. We're just gonna go for a taste. Let's start with our oven pizza. It's good. Go back to our solo style, it's easy for me to say. Go back to our solo stove pie pizza. There is absolutely no difference whatsoever between these two pizzas. Wow. I didn't see that coming. I honestly thought a dedicated pizza oven as a one-trick pony, even though it's gas, it's the same fuel, that there would be more advantage here. I mean, obviously with the broil, we could have corrected some of that difference, but there, in terms of how the top looks, but there's absolutely nothing between these two pizzas other than, again, just a little bit of look, but the taste is identical. Now, to be fair, the solo stove is a dual fuel oven. I can burn wood, which is what I think I'm gonna have to do in order to get it to compete or have a chance against competing against my real sort of wood-fired oven. But in terms, if you're in the market for one of these portable, pizza ovens, there's a couple things where it's not so portable. First, the propane tank issue. When I purchased my pizza oven earlier this year, one of the things that I was considering before picking this model was something like the Solo Stove Pi, just based on portability. But I have to say, it's not actually as portable to take places as I thought it might have been when I was in research mode. And this is because, again, the reality of propane, as I showed earlier, where you need that special adapter to be able to hook up to a small kind of 1 pound, 2 pound tank versus the 20-pound tank that it comes with. And Solo Stove is maybe, they had some wisdom here because, again, the small tank, a brand new one, just got us over an hour of burn time in these cooler temperatures. So maybe, again, if you had everything ready to go, your pizzas were ready, you got things heat soaked, you could get through enough pizzas for a family of 4 and maybe 1 or 2 guests before completely consuming that tank. But that's about it, and the gas is gone. Otherwise, you need to be hauling around a 20-pound propane tank with you, unless you happen to be in an RV or something like that you could hook up to your RV's gas line and use one of your 30-pound tanks up front. But Portability, I would say, is not as high as what I thought it might be, just given the limitations around fuel. And the second is taste. So if it's going to be staying at home and it's not going to be an oven that you take with you everywhere, and you're going to now just have it, a few feet from your home oven, there's not a lot of taste difference here. So this is where I think the redeeming factor for the Solo Stove may be the fact that it's a dual fuel oven and we could burn a wood fire versus a gas fire and see if we can get a little bit more of that taste that I've come accustomed to in my wood fired oven. So that'll be my next test. Make sure you're subscribed to get alerted when that video comes out, because I'm going to compare the wood burning pizza on the Solo Stove Pi versus my La Piazza Piccolo wood fired oven. I'll be sure to see you on the next one. That's it for today, though. I'm James from Smoky Dad Barbecue signing off. And remember, don't be afraid to fire it up.